Before we jump into our time of prayer, I want to share with you something a thought that came from a video that a friend sent me last week. So I guess probably because my daughter was getting married, they sent me this video to maybe get my blood up or something. But the video was about, it was the top 5 things that a wife should do for her husband. The top 5 things that a good wife will do for her husband. And it was like a TikTok video. There was a dude. I couldn't find it again. I apologize. But there was a guy, and he's like, 1. And then his wife would come in and say, and you do this and this. And he'd come back out, and he'd looking kind of, like, 2. And then she'd come back out, and she'd say, and you should do this and this and this. And he'd come back out and say, 3. And then so on and so forth until they got to 5. And I'm watching it, and I had an initial thought. And then I thought, well, let's explore a little bit more. And so I did a search. And I looked for the top 5 things. I looked for the top 10 things. I looked for the things that a good wife will do for her husband, and I looked for the things that a biblical wife will do for her husband, and so on and so forth. Because I was really, really curious at this point, kind of morbidly fascinated. And I'm not sure if you've noticed. I certainly have. That there seems to be more and more content like this being made. I mean, there's a whole industry out there of women who are telling other women this is what it means to be a trad wife. This is what it means to be a traditional wife. This is how you should act. These are the things that you should do. Anywho, I thought I would share with you the top 11 things. This came from another video. It was a YouTube short. The 11 qualities of a good wife. It's a fact. You can see from the title. It's a fact. These aren't in any order. These aren't in the order that they're presented in the video. These are just the order in which I caught them. She communicates effectively. She remains positive for husband and home. She is loving and caring. She is romantic. She respects her husband. She's a good problem solver. She spends quality time with her husband. She encourages her husband. She is her husband's best friend. She puts family first. She avoids pretense and is not a copycat. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. This sounds amazing. This sounds absolutely spectacular. I think these are 11 qualities of a good wife. I do. Mind you, I think these are 11 qualities of a really good husband. I mean, you would obviously change the language around a little bit, but he communicates effectively. He remains positive for his wife and for his home. He is loving and caring. He is romantic. He respects his wife. He is a good problem solver. He spends quality time with his wife. He encourages his wife. He is his wife's best friend. He puts his family first. He avoids pretense and is not a copycat. Doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that sound good to you? As a matter of fact, apply this in terms of a friend. They communicate effectively. They remain positive for their friends and for their families and for their homes. They are loving and caring. They are romantic. Okay, that might be a little bit of a stretch for a friendship, but they respect one another. They are good problem solvers. They spend quality time with their friends. They encourage their friends. They try to be their friend's best friend. They put their friends and family first. Or even though we leave it there, they put their family first. They avoid pretense and are not a copycat. As a matter of fact, these 11 qualities sound like really good qualities for any person, don't they? For any person in any relationship. I think I now have a list of exactly what I'm looking for in all of my relationships, in all of my friendships. I think I have a list of what I'm looking for. Again, maybe some of them you wouldn't want to, like an employee that's romantic, but this is a good list for what you're looking for in an employee, what you're looking for in a boss. These aren't just good qualities of a wife. These are good qualities of a human being. Now, I know somebody out there, oh no, this is supposed to be like this because this is their job. Listen, if you're out there and you're looking for a wife, you're looking for a partner, and you have a very particular understanding of what that partner looks like, and you have an idea of how you and your partner will interact, and the responsibilities that you and your partner will each take on. Hey man, I commend you. That's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that at all. At all, so long as you are a good communicator and you effectively communicate that with your partner before you enter into a long-term committed relationship, and that both parties are going into this with their eyes wide open and on the same page. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with me saying this is what I'm looking for in my partner, and there's nothing wrong with me accepting what another person is looking for in their partner and saying, hey, yeah, I'm with you. I'm right there for you. I would love to be in relationship with you based on what it is you're looking for. So long as you want to be in relationship with me based on what I'm looking for. That makes an effective partnership. That makes a good relationship. Up to you what it is you're looking for. But we've got to stop heaping these kinds of things on an entire gender. We have to stop foisting these requirements on an entire people and demanding that, well, this is what a wife does. No, this is what from this particular video, that no, this isn't a good quality of a wife. This is a good quality of a human being. We have to stop. We have to stop telling one another that this is what it means to be a husband or this is what it means to be a wife. Having expectations like this don't do anybody any favors. Again, if you're clear about it and the other person is accepting of it, then hey, if that's how you want to share responsibilities around the house, and that's how you want to share the duties that are found in life, hey, may God bless you. But we can't demand it. We can't demand it of others. We can't, again, I think it's wrong for us to tell a generation of women that this is what a wife does. As I would say, it's wrong to tell a generation of men this is what a husband does. Somebody may point out Ephesians. And when I spoke to my wife about this morning, she made a really, really great point, as she normally does. She is by far the smarter of the two of us. She reminded me that Scripture is meant for the reader. It's not meant for the reader to have expectations of others. It's, if I read Ephesians 5, where it talks about these are the responsibilities of a wife, and these are the responsibilities of a husband, and these are responsibilities of a child, and these are the responsibilities of a slave, and so on and so forth. For me to read that, I should be reading that text and absorbing it for myself, not pointing it, don't you see what it says here? Huh? Aren't you reading what it says in Ephesians 5? You need to follow what Ephesians 5 says. No. You, the reader, needs to follow what Ephesians 5 says. And what I would challenge you out there, man or a woman, I would say if you're a man out there and you're looking at Ephesians 5 and you go, well, but verses such and such and such and such say this is what a wife should be, and this is how a wife should act, and that a wife should be obedient, and a wife should, always give in to her husband, and so on and so forth. You do that. You do that. As a husband, you do that towards your wife. You do that towards your partner. I mean, there's a long list of stuff there for a man to do. So do that stuff. And if you're so hell-bent on what those other verses say about a wife, you adopt those ways. And just, I would say the same thing for women. If you want a man that does all that other stuff, great. You adopt that, what it says about a man. Honestly, I think that's probably the best way to go no matter what. I think reading Ephesians 5, especially those verses, I think it starts at like verses 19 or 20, where it talks about the responsibilities of a woman and talks about the responsibilities of a wife and the responsibilities of a husband. I would encourage all of us, maybe to throw out wife and husband and place in partner. A partner should. That way we can read it, and we can allow all of it to impact us, to help us be better people, to help us be better spouses, to help us be better partners. We've got to move beyond. We've got to move beyond those, what we would say are those traditional understandings of gender responsibilities. The world's changed and is changing, and it will continue to change. I can't imagine what the world's going to look like in 100 years. I can't imagine what the world's going to look like in 100 years. So I think what would serve us all best is that we stop telling the other gender what they're supposed to be, and just all of us, maybe all of us, adopt these 11 qualities that this content creator says is of a good wife, and just adopt them for our own as people. Let's stop trying to make other people be good wives and good husbands, and let's apply some of these characteristics, some of these qualities. Let's go after creating and practicing some of these qualities within ourselves so that all of us can be good people. All of us can be good partners, romantic and otherwise. Amen.